Shohei Ohtani, the face of the MLB and the literal face of the show 2022, is coming up on a massive decision. Some people in the baseball world think he will rock the landscape and bring his talents to another club, but others seem to think that his time with the Angels is far from over. In today's video, we will talk about Ohtani's potential landing spot, as well as where other players like Jacob deGrom could be playing come the 2023 MLB season. Stick around because you won't want to miss a second of this video. What's next for Shohei Ohtani? When you are the best player in the entire league, all eyes are constantly on you, and that is no exception for Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani has been proving season after season that there is no replacement player for his skill level. Nobody in the league can directly affect both sides of the scorecard as much as Ohtani can for the Angels, and every other team in the league knows it. So when he signed a one-year $30 million contract to stay in Anaheim in October of this past year, Angels fans breathed a sigh of relief. But the uncertain saga of Shohei Ohtani is not quite resolved for the Angels, as he is a free agent come 2024, and the Angels are going to be under a new owner come that time, as the team is currently in the process of being sold. So what does this mean for Shohei Ohtani? During his time with the Angels, they have yet to see any real success, despite having a very talented lineup on paper. Yet season after season, the Angels continue to squander the best player the MLB has ever seen in his prime, and to be frank, other fans are getting sick of it. Imagine what Ohtani could do if he was on a properly managed lineup with elite fielders and good coaching. Ohtani would be a World Series champion by now, and he would likely have more than one to his name. It was great when Ohtani came to the Angels, as he was supposed to be the breath of fresh air that revived the franchise and brought them back to relevance in the MLB. But of course, that hasn't happened, and now it is months away from the 2023 season, and Ohtani has yet to make a postseason berth. So what is keeping him in LA? He has the potential to make an insane amount of money and be on a contending team if he decided to go to a team like the Yankees, the Red Sox, or the Dodgers. Of course, those teams are potentially going to lose some big names this offseason too, like Turner and Judge. But with or without those players, Ohtani would undoubtedly bring the talent that those clubs need to be more than competitive. But what are the analysts saying? Do they think that Ohtani is going to stay, or do they think he is going to go? Where do the pros think Ohtani is going to end up come 2024? As we mentioned earlier, we already know that Shohei Ohtani will be donning an Angels jersey come the 2023 season, and there have been multiple reports out of Anaheim that Ohtani will not be traded at any point this season. So what does that mean for Ohtani come 2024? If he is not traded, then I would have to lean towards the camp that states that Ohtani will sign long-term in Anaheim. Think about it. If you were the GM of the Angels and you had a conversation with Ohtani regarding his future with the club, if he was anything but 100% certain that he wanted to stay in Anaheim, then you should trade him. His value is sky high, and if he decides to walk in free agency in 2024 and you lose him for nothing, it will be the biggest mistake this franchise could ever make. The Angels would be booted back to the Stone Age in terms of their rebuild, and they would have a long journey back to being a relevant team. Spo for management to come out and state that they are not trading him this season, then I am inclined to believe that they plan on signing him, and I am not the only person who believes this. Matt Vasgersian, MLB analyst and announcer for the Angels, has the same idea and claimed that the Angels will not only sign Ohtani come 2024, but will break a record for the biggest AAV, average annual value, the MLB has ever seen in its illustrious history. Vasgersian stated in an interview, "I don't know how many years it's going to be for Shohei. It might be 3, it might be 5, it might be more, but I think per year he will make the highest salary in the history of the sport, as he should, because his impact on both sides of the scorecard is immeasurable, and he deserves to be the highest paid player." As of this recording, the highest AAV in the league is Max Scherzer with $43 million per season, which means that Ohtani would have to make at least 43.5 or more. Is he worth that amount of money? Or would the Angels be better off trading Ohtani for a huge package that would likely jumpstart their squad like an instant rebuild? What should the Angels do? If you're an Angels fan watching this, I'm sure you're screaming at your computer saying that the Angels should re-sign Ohtani and break the MLB's AAV record in a long-term deal. And if you're not an Angels fan, you could be screaming at the computer begging the Angels to trade him away and let Ohtani win with another squad. Ohtani would certainly be worth signing for the Angels, as he has a stat line that shows 127 home runs, 342 RBI, 66 stolen bases, .354 OBP, .532 SLG in 566 games. And that is just his hitting stats. You have to remember that Ohtani is also a world-class pitcher, which is what makes him so valuable. In 42 games started, he is 28-14 with an ERA of 2.96, a WHIP of 1.09, and 441 strikeouts. He has a win percentage of 66.7% when he starts, which is pretty incredible when you consider just how dreadful the Angels have been in the 4 seasons he has been there. So when you look at these stats, you see that it would be hard for the Angels to replace this type of production, especially when you factor in that the Angels are getting this production all while using a single roster spot. However, when you consider just how much the Angels could get back in a trade involving Ohtani, it is hard not to think about the potential haul. If the Angels were to trade Ohtani, they would likely be getting multiple first-round draft picks, multiple prospects, and up to 3 roster players in return. Of course, the odds that any of these players even sniff the production of Ohtani is low, but combined, these players and any picks would likely result in the Angels finally being able to become a playoff team sometime in the next 2 or 3 seasons. So what is the right move for the Angels? When you add up the pros and cons of both options, I think the Angels would be silly to trade away Ohtani when they have the money to sign him. The impact he will have on the league for years to come is unfathomable. Moreover, the Angels would be making history with Ohtani on their squad, regardless of their playoff performances. But with Ohtani, the playoffs are much more likely. So if Ohtani is going to be sticking around with his current club, who do we think is going to be finding a new home come this next season? What change can we expect in the MLB this upcoming season? While Ohtani is seen as one of, if not the best player in the MLB, there are still tons of elite talent that could be finding a new home come this next season. So where do we think these studs will be going next year? One of the superstars that has to figure out their next contract is Trey Turner, who will become a UFA in 2023. Rumors are speculating that his time with the Dodgers is finished after he signed a 1-year, $21 million contract to play there last season. Where he could end up is anybody's guess, but the current rumor is that he and the Phillies have begun contract talks, and he will try to go to the World Series runner-up club from this past season in the upcoming year. Along with Turner is star right-handed pitcher Jacob deGrom, who is rumored to be landing with the Texas Rangers next season as they have a need to bolster their bullpen, as well as the fact that they have the cash that will certainly be required to land this big fish in the free agency market. In addition to them is all-star slugger Aaron Judge, who could be looking at a massive contract this season. Judge broke the MLB record and the Yankees record for the most home runs in a single season, so it is looking like many clubs will be interested in acquiring his services. If Judge and the Yankees fail to come to an agreement, then we could see him join any one of the Red Sox, Rangers, Giants, Dodgers, or Mets, as they all have the need and the money to get this deal done. All in all, this will be an insane offseason for the MLB that you will not want to miss. So make sure to keep your eyes peeled on the channel for all things MLB. Where do you think these free agents will land next season? What do you think the Angels would do with Shohei Ohtani? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We will see you all in the next video.